So fancy. So fancy. Yeah, because I'm not hearing us on stream. Oh,
Not?
now I am.
I
Yes.
was gonna say
It was just the music. It was intimidating.
Hooray! Oh, hello.
Hi!
Sorry for yelling in chat. My son was
wanna,
playing on my computer and left caps lock on.
Hello, everyone!
We're being very
This
polite.
doesn't go to podcast. Fair.
One day. The entire archive.
They can't hear the audio.
Patient Zero says they can't hear you.
Yeah.
They can hear us. Yeah.
Oh.
Luckily you haven't said anything important.
I guess we're gonna have to restart this whole thing.
Can you hear?
Everyone act like you weren't noticing.
Can you hear me now?
Let's re-intro.
But why? All right, this is fun. Oh no, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm not doubled.
Oh, I
sure,
I hear you.
I hear you.
but I don't
I think you might be a little quiet.
understand why I'm not doubled though. That's why I'm confused. It's cool. It's fine. I figured it out. Hey guys, I'm Jess, and join me today on Night City Sofas, Games, Hades, and Blake.
Hello!
Hello!
Oh, am I allowed to talk?
Who said hello this time? You guys couldn't hear it. Me telling them to say hello last time. It was just apparently silence.
We'll cut this all out of the YouTube video.
We'll fix it in post. Games, please fix this in post.
Well, now I have to leave it in.
Now it's gotta be left in.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
will
god. I'm so sorry, guys. So this is the first time I actually get to sit here and run things, so I apologize for the technical glitches, of which I'm sure this will not be the last one. But yes, we're happy to sit here and chat with you guys in real time, because that's something we don't get to do a lot during the actual stream. So if you have any questions or comments, or letting us know that you can't hear one of us, thank you. What do you
Just
say?
put it in chat.
Let's put it in chat, yeah. And we can respond. Okay. So today, the list is so massive, what I have to talk about. Today we're talking about all things Black Chrome. Black Chrome is our Talsorians' latest tech and style guide, the first tech and style guide for Cyberpunk RED. That came out a couple weeks ago, end of February. And so we're gonna go not super in depth, but we're gonna cover a good chunk of what's in there.
Random stuff that we liked.
Yes.
But there's so much in there. It is amazing the amount of stuff it adds.
Yeah, so we're gonna take things
A lot of
from
stuff.
every little category and kind of talk about them. As well as talking a little bit about what released in the February DLC, which is for free. Someone can type bang RTAL, please. You can download that for free at their website. And you do not need to have Black Chrome in order to use the DLC. It's just, it can stand alone. So if you don't have the funds, but you still want some new and very interesting gear, check out the DLC. We will be talking about some of the things contained within. They're wonderful, they're horrible, they're wonderful. And I'm so excited.
Bang downloads is the link that you want.
I'll just start typing all of our
No.
things.
Huh?
Oh, I forgot the S.
Because it's
No?
it's
Is
being
it-
RTAL.
is- Oh, oops. Oh, well.
It's all good. Oh, we should ignore Nightbot.
No, that was me.
Oh, that was you. Ignore Nightbot. Ignore games for the donate, because that's not live right now. Hello, Undead Cadaver.
That still works.
Oh, Nightbot. Oops.
We're super professional.
I don't know what's going on anymore. All right. So yes,
Oh,
Black Chrome DLC. That's what we're going to be chatting about today.
Hell yeah.
Can I say it seems like things are chaotic right now? Jess has written like a thing almost as long as one of the Talsorian DLCs that is like an outline of what we'll talk about and a beautiful script, and the fonts are really nice. Like, it is quality work. And here we are just screwing around.
It's okay.
Love you.
I wrote it and I'm not reading it, so it all works
That is
out.
the way. That is the
This
way.
is the way.
The donate one should be off, is it not?
Nope.
No.
Oh, damn it. Anyway.
Yep. Still works.
So, Black Chrome, guys, it's a tech and style guide similar in design to the one that our Talsorian produced back in '91 for Cyberpunk 2020. But back then, it was like in 2020, it was an actual catalog that was managed by the Corps, which isn't a thing in the time of the Red, since most things you need to get Fixer in order to get your hands on these Preem goods. So, everything's gone digital, and now there's a fancy new app called a C-Book that will update you on what's in a night market the moment you enter, where you can find the items, how much it costs, where you need to go, and you can even buy it from your app before heading to the booth to make sure some gonk doesn't snatch it before you get there, which is pretty neat.
But be aware, no refunds. So
Yeah.
better pick it up.
Also, in the PDF version of the book, you can click the Buy Me link and it takes you to the gear listing at the end of the book for that item. It's awesome.
Oh, that is cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The PDF is really interactive with this one. It's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yes, I do. I have it in my notes because I do not want to forget, but I want to give a special shout out to Jay Gray, who said he spent at least over 10 hours hyperlinking everything.
Oh,
In the
he's one
PDF.
responsible?
Yes,
appreciate it.
because
Good on you, Jake.
if you
Thanks.
click the
Good,
categories
Jay.
at the top, it'll bring you to that category.
Yeah, and I've
And
If
then-
you hit search,
you
it
can
takes
click-
you to the index.
You can click the pictures. If you click the top, the little down arrows, it'll bring you back to the top of the index. The page
didn't
numbers
know
of the
that.
gear list brings you back to the items. Oh, it is
It's
I knew
hyperlinked
that
as
the arrow
shit.
buttons worked.
It is
But you
beautiful.
can Go next by clicking.
Yeah.
there.
You know what? It's designed to work very well on a tablet, which is amazing. For
That is
you know,
amazing.
yeah.
No, it has made looking through things as on the PDF a complete breeze. So, thank you for the hours of hyperlinking.
Good job, man.
Like how we're super fangirling right now. We haven't even gotten to the
I know.
content yet.
Listen, my hyperlinks are important. Damn it.
In fairness, NCS is just about fangirling.
A little bit. And lastly, if you guys haven't gotten a chance to get the book or take a look at it, what I really love, because I'm a very visual person, and Cyberpunk is not like the genre I started with, very fantasy, almost every single item in this book has an image of what the market product is supposed to look like. Now, what you get on the street might be different depending on how it got into your hands.
The
But-
GM who just makes shit up all the time.
Hey, I like my cat-colored guns.
Dude, that's my crowning achievement of
I
homebrew.
love it. Yeah.
And the heat vents, the smoke comes out of
Yes.
his whiskers.
The
Yes.
heat vent is really what makes it.
Yep.
In my opinion.
So,
And that I thought of on the fly. I didn't write that.
That is-
love it. Love it so much. Still need to buy more guns. Anywho. So yeah, so pictures. Pictures are awesome. And that is it for my preamble before we get into the book itself. Unless somebody has something they want to add.
No, I will be adding random as we
Feel
go
like,
through.
yeah, we're just adding as we go.
Cool.
Right.
Okay. The first thing, before we get into any of the tech and gear, there was a couple of new keywords. And so, because some of the stuff that we'll be talking about uses those keywords, I want to make sure we went over them first. So, we're going to talk with keywords starting with, I can't remember who's first on the list, Blank.
I think it's blank, yeah.
Blank with combination, the combination keyword. This is a keyword that's added to, gear, I think mostly weapons. I think only weapons, in fact. But it basically means that the gear listed or described has 2 or more features of other weapons, like multiple modes. The user must decide when they're attacking which weapon mode they're going to use. So let's say assault rifle with a shotgun undermount or something. But switching does not require an action unless otherwise stated. And for the most part, jamming and malfunction of one mode doesn't affect the other.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Unless stated, of course. Because I know with some of them that they do.
James, could you have used a dual combination?
That's what I need combination weapons just for all my jamming.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
No, there's
Well,
a,
if you
I-
guys upgraded past the shittiest
we are broke all the time.
you say that, but I give you money. I see your character sheet.
There's
have money.
there's, and I don't think any of us are talking about it, so I think I'm free to mention it. There's a pistol with a shotgun undermount. that
The
is
Tommy
awful.
knocker. It's
And in
horrible.
the description, it's like, this is a terrible weapon, but if you want a weapon that's a pistol with a shotgun sticking out the bottom, this is the gun for you.
Yep.
Our Talsorian, if you're out there, I want to know which one of you made that, because I want to buy you a beer.
Right, for sure. Did you want me to talk about mine?
Sure.
So I'm doing counts as half of 2 rate of fire, or rate of fire 2. And so the way it's written very specifically is that especially with throwing weapons, if you're doing an attack where you could do 2 per round, you can throw the weapon and then still use a different attack that's a rate of fire 2 attack as the second half of your rate of fire 2. So like you can punch somebody because usually you have a rate of fire 2 on that. You could like throw a knife and then punch somebody. Or I had a great idea of having a boomerang, which has counts as half of rate of fire 2, and then a mono katana because that's also a rate of fire 2. So like throw a boomerang to slice with my sword. Be awesome.
Yeah.
But wait, isn't a boomerang like you throw it, it hits them and
I
it
should
comes
probably
back
worry
around
about
and hits back in? Isn't that like a rate of fire too?
I'm sure it'll all work
You know
out.
what? I believe
Will be
we will discuss that later in the show. Yeah.
Because boomerang is something in the book. Which is
Uh-huh.
cool. And I will
Yeah.
talk about that.
But yeah, that's what I had, is that you can split your rate of fires now. Kind of.
Well, you can use two different rate of fire.
You could always split your. What they're saying is that you can only use half of the rate of fire.
Right, yeah.
For the,
Which is cool.
Let's have a
I
team.
think that's
Alright.
all for my keyword.
Hades, what's your keyword?
So I'm here to, I guess, personal drone. Kind of a neat little toy. It's basically a drone that doesn't require a net architecture. So it's a lot like, the drones we have now, little toys like that. And I believe we might have seen one at the end of our last episode. Pop up at the apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
'Cause,
possibly.
I mean,
Possibly.
Wraith has a new girlfriend, so fair enough.
I meant to say sister, but whatever.
Oh,
That's what I thought of on the spot.
Um,
Does Tabloids know about my sister?
yeah, I was gonna say.
No, that's why they're excited.
Oh, okay, good.
Because you guys called each other sister or brother.
Oh, okay.
It's whatever. It's canon a different way now. So
And my keywords, I guess mine are multiple, is with the appearance of X fashion, and this pertains specifically to armor. And unless you make a high enough wardrobe and style check, DV13, or perception, DV15, you can't tell that the clothing is actually armor. Which is really neat and also terrifying, because now I feel like a lot of this is going to be like, I need a perception check to see if that exec's business suit is armor or not.
Right.
it's true.
But, yeah, so
Well,
just...
and, like, it's the way some of the armor works in this, it gets crazy.
Yeah.
I think we are discussing it
A little
later,
bit.
so I won't
Yeah.
A few
mention
things, yeah.
too much. But your lab coat is now supported in the rules.
Proper rules.
Ooh. Hey. So, that'll be fun. Yeah, I think Games' actual item talks about it, so I'll stop there.
Yeah, I know.
But there you go.
Like how he says ew.
So,
Not really. Mine is a different thing, but kind of.
kind of.
Well, I thought I saw. But anyway, let's continue.
We're gonna get into the actual like goodies and gear and stuff now. And we're gonna, for the most part, follow the order of the book. So you can kind of follow along if you'd like. Starting with apps. These are apps for your agents. Hades, what has been the new apps that's been released?
well, the one I thought was really neat is the Digital Gladiator, actually. It's kind of it's like Pokemon, except for, you create a solo with a rank 4 solo using the complete package out of the book, and you build that up, and then people's agents connect to each other, and they actually battle head to head on the agents for that. And the winner, they're safe, and the losers get their agent destroyed. So
Yeah, agent gets product.
that's awesome. I mean, they're like, that way if you want to hurt somebody, you can hurt them in their wallet and not in real life.
Right.
Right?
Because that's
Well-
what Cyberpunk's about.
Well-
Exactly.
Wraith, Games, where's Wraith's internal agent?
Yeah, that would be a problem.
So
Some
they
brain.
do talk about internal agents being a big problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
what
don't
does it
want to
do?
do that.
I forget what happens. Do you take some damage or?
That would be a real bad idea.
For Wraith specifically, with his
Yeah.
sensitive nervous system.
Ooh.
I would
It's a
install this app.
it's a critical injury, brain injury.
A critical injury, brain injury.
Yeah. In addition to being destroyed beyond repair.
Which is
I-
-2 to all actions and a increased base death save penalty.
I'm pretty sure, doesn't it? You also take like 66 damage.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I think you just take the.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
But because I can't have
I can't
Cyberpunk
remember.
removed, that'd be a big problem for me.
I think it would count as you missing a therapy, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But basically, it's also kind of neat because once you start it, you can't really stop it unless both players decide to. And it takes place in an arena decided by your GM.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So it's kind of neat.
It is cool.
Yeah, it is
I
really
really
cool.
like it. I do wish that they had made it not a complete package character, like a street rat, just because it's so much work.
Right.
Or a street rat or something just quick and easy.
A dirty, like a disposable.
Yeah.
Listen,
like
if I'm gonna risk my agent, you best believe I want to like fully
You
choose
install
my
this on your
solo.
backup phone.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I see why, because you don't get choices in cyberware, so it makes sense. But
Yeah.
yeah, I miss that the from 2020 what are they called? The dirty, quick and dirty.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
The quick and dirty NPC generator was so cool.
Yeah, because you could just like roll one up immediately when you needed it.
Yeah. Now they have stat blocks for a bunch of different types, which works too.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, tangent.
Slight tangent.
That's what I do.
I'm
What?
going to be talking about basically Yelp.
This group going on tangent? What?
That's never happened. So I'm talking about Ziggurat City database, which is a database app that you can get that they probably got this information illegally, but you can use it to find literally anything you're looking for, from like the restaurant you want to eat at, concerts that are going on, where sex workers usually hang out. It is pretty awesome when you're, needing to find something.
You need an input real quick.
Yeah.
If you don't have one on dial already.
One city per install of it. So if you travel a lot, you would need a lot of installs of it. But it gives you a +1 to your local area knowledge for the entire city that it's installed in. So it's not super powerful as far as just that single +1, but the fact that it is the entire city is kind of a big deal. So
Very cool.
and it would help you find like where the good drug dealers are.
Good.
Useful app for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other apps in here. We're just going over a couple of them.
Yeah, I think Blank is going to talk about one more.
Fortify. Fortify is created by Sex Systems and has a price tag of 100 eddies. Apps designed to allow your agent to scan walls, doors, and windows to find the weakness. This is useless for its intended purpose. However, what it is good for is if you spend 5 minutes scanning an area or a piece of cover, as they describe it, which I would consider a wall, a door, or anything, not meat, you get a plus 1d6 damage to that section of cover. In order to gain that advantage, you have to stay within 1 meter for the full 5 minutes of the cover. But useful if you're like an explosivist or person who needs to tear down something. So very cool.
Which combined with the thing I'm going to talk about later would be super powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Sure.
I mean, I feel like it wouldn't be bad for the job that Gajir is about to go on if we had the time to like actually scan.
Stand by the bullet for 5 minutes.
No, not the thing itself, just the structures around it.
I like that app. I think it should get use, or I think it will get use in this campaign, maybe.
Yeah, it's neat, and I think it is very useful.
You don't think so?
You're expecting us to get useful and possibly resourceful
Well, it's true.
items.
Useful and Gojira are not
No.
things I should use in the same sentence.
Maybe the NPCs. Maybe the NPCs will use it.
Rex will tell us to do it.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know what's your issue, guys. I searched for cover up here, my sniper position.
This wall I'm leaning against is structural.
Yeah. All right. So next we're going to talk about cyberware, and this is where we're going to deviate from the book a little bit, and linear frames. Linear frames are normally much farther in Blackchrome, but we're going to put them together. Because if you don't have cyberware, are you even a cyberpunk? I am going to start by talking about the sponsored Cyber Eye, which is possibly the cheapest piece of cyberware on the market at only 50 eddies. It comes auto-installed with the Chiron display, so you can watch your garden feeds directly, like, in view, which is fantastic.
Take your phone calls, all sorts of
things. It comes with 2 additional Cyber Eye option slots, so you can upgrade it too if you would like. You're still looking at 2d6 humanity loss, and I mean, really, the only slight minor downside is maximum once an hour, you might get an ad that pops up and obscures your vision for a -1 penalty until you use an action to close it.
Action to close it.
Your GM decides when that happens, and the evil GM in me is like, okay, there are moments
lining up the shot
where this would be horrible. I don't think so. I think if they took the time and it was like a big bad moment, I don't think I'd be that mean. But at the same time, when like Wraith was like on coke trying to talk to Sony, definitely have like a mariachi band start playing with music, and it like Instagram like dog faces him, and just like completely be like, roll a concentration to keep your composure.
I love that.
I think it's really cool too, because as a GM though, it gives you a tool to give your players rewards, or like point them in a direction of, hey, this really cool thing is happening over here, or
that's true.
Continental
The
Brands
ads
has kibbles.
The ads can be useful for like cool things.
Or hey, my players could really use this, but none of them seem like to notice that this thing exists. Here's an ad. GM glowing neon lights. Players, get this now. So I like that it can be helpful as much as it can be a hindrance, and I think that's really cool.
Great.
So, sponsored Cyber Eye. Get yours today.
Drink Continental Brands.
Hades. What cyberware you got for us?
This one is possibly the most broken piece in the book. I mean, I know that Wraith would never have found this useful. It's the Reflex Co-Processor. It's 500 and humanity loss of 14, but it's amazing. It assists your neural link with its processing and frees it up so that you can use your reflexes to dodge bullets regardless of having to have that 8 reflex.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Super
So nice.
Yeah.
I think everybody needs this.
Right, no, like, why wouldn't you want this?
Remind us how much it costs?
500.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not that bad.
That's super affordable.
What's the humanity loss, though? I think it's 2d6.
Yes, it's 46.
46.
Yeah, he said 14. I was like, no, it's higher than 2.
Well, it says HL 14 or 46.
Yeah. I'd make you guys roll. So.
Yeah, and I'd get a 4 for it and then dodge bullets all the time.
It's potential.
How many humanity do you have right now?
Not a lot.
Worth
I think
it.
you just gained 15 and you were coming back from cyber psychosis.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting anything new.
They take the
anytime soon.
average with the 46, so that's 14.
Uh-huh.
I think you both gained 15.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not in great shape as far as that goes.
I'm close to where she was, so.
Are you?
She
Well,
doesn't
I
sound
mean,
very high.
she normally lives in a 3. She's now at a 2, so it's much better.
I think that's out of cyberpsychosis, though. You don't even have.
No, she doesn't. Yeah.
You're not even showing symptoms anymore.
Oh, or she may be showing light symptoms. Maybe.
I think one is light symptoms, but I could do it.
We should go recheck that before Saturday.
We should, probably.
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. Ability to dodge bullets. Also, if you're just starting a game and you have cyberware to choose from, highly recommend.
For sure. Definitely worth the investment.
It'll save your ass.
Yep. All right.
Being
who's
able to
next?
dodge bullets was useful. That's what kept Dracul alive for so long.
Oh, no.
Oh. We got to remember that Cammy can do that too.
Yeah. Well, she hardly ever gets
Usually
shot.
she's on fire because of the internet, so...
That's true.
Yeah, typically her brain just gets fried.
Yeah, usually it has nothing to do with that.
All
It's
right.
a useless choice for her to choose. 8 reflexes in life.
These things happen.
That's good.
All right, so he said his was super broken. Oh, no. Granted, it would be super expensive to do it. So I picked the extra jointed cyber limbs. So instead of bending in one place, it bends in two. So like in a weird way. Which you can only get it once per limb. You get a +2 on your contortion checks, which is awesome. But you can get it for each limb. Yeah, so you can get a +8 to contortion checks.
Oh, nice.
Which
So
is
awesome.
broken if you build your entire character around contortion checks.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I just picture that scene in the apartment that we went through with Moxie and Cass.
Yeah.
And just like kind of like folding yourself up all origami style. You could have got the box. You would have got Wraith's box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it won't come up often, but when contortion is necessary, this would be the best.
When you need it, super helpful.
What's the humanity loss on that?
It's only 1d6
Oh, nice.
per limb.
Probably.
Yeah,
So cool.
and $500.
Yeah, if
So
you
can
get
either
one,
dodge bullets or
or
be really
two.
contortion-y.
go to therapy, come back.
It's kind of like dodging bullets.
Yeah.
Come a ragdoll.
You can
Exactly.
Limbo under bullets.
I've been watching
That's
Sons of the
fucking
Forest,
terrible.
and they have things that creepily move, and that's all I can picture.
It's a great game, by the way.
All right. Blank. What you got?
I wanted to talk about the Vermilion linear frame. This was created by Wizard Technologies, has a price tag of 5,000 eddies. And what it does is it places motors and hydraulics alongside the user's spine for balance and support. This is like a kind of like a suit you put on, as well as allow for micro hydraulics, and therefore it is slimmer than most frames, yet still quite powerful. You can wear it externally, but you can also get it implanted internally. And when you're connected to the linear frame, whether it be inside you, which means you're connected all the time, or outside, which means you have to plug into the interface plugs that I'll talk about later, you gain a body of 12. Indicates any penalty for jumping. This would have been useful for Kenner.
I was just thinking
It can be operated as though you have a pair of skate feet. So you can just skate around. I imagine like those kids back in the day on their little wheelie shoes.
Wheelies, yeah.
Yeah.
Heelys.
The body can't go, or your body score can't go over 13, but 12 is incredible.
Right.
For an external copy, or external version of this linear frame, you get you must have 2 installations of interface plugs. That's what you would plug into. then it can be taken on and off with an action. And then the increase in body doesn't apply to your health, your hit points, or your death save. So you have to get it internally if you want that benefit, which is quite large. 12 body for health
is huge.
Huge.
Massive. For internal, a hospital install requires a body of at least 8, and in addition to that, 2 grafted bone and muscle lacing installations. So
Goodness.
it's quite a heavy requirement to get it internal. Don't need the interface plugs. I guess that saves you something, but 2 grafted muscle and bone lace is quite expensive. On a humanity loss side. Anyway, this in particular has 4d6 humanity loss and is considered Borgware, so that reduces your maximum humanity potential by 4 as opposed to 2 for any other cyberware. So,
Yeah.
heavy cost, but
turn
super
a
cool.
real robot, but you turn into a real robot.
Yeah. It is awesome. Loved. I'm so glad they added linear frames back. Deva would have been much different with these
No,
linear frames.
No.
it's better that they did it now.
He was fine.
Oh, he won't be the last one.
He
folks.
still would have gotten squished by an elevator.
We need some Borg weapons.
Yeah, anti-cyborg weapons.
I did want to take a brief moment because it's kind of on the same lines, but the Interface magazine that just released has, a bunch. It's a combination of a bunch of DLCs, but it also has something that's not included in any of the DLCs, which is the bioexotics. And they kind of, you can't see that at all. But anyway, they kind of work similar to the linear frames, but they have like a package of cyberware that comes with them. All unique to the animal or thing that you're trying to portray. They're very cool. So
Nice.
definitely pick up Interface Volume 2. Super awesome. Worth it for the exotics alone, but you also get just a quick place to reference all the other DLCs that have come out last year.
And you can get that printed over at drive-thru, right?
Drive-through RPG. You can get print and PDF.
Also, I totally forgot that I had pictures to go with things, so...
You're gonna cycle through some pictures.
No, I deleted the ones that we passed through, but you guys get pictures now.
Any good ones?
Oops.
Nice. All good.
But yeah.
Anyway, that's my spiel. I'll shut up now.
No, I was actually going to add to it, and it kind of links us into, I believe, fashion's the next category it is. I just wanted to mention that in the February DLC, which is called Black Chrome Plus, I don't think I said that earlier, there are images and artwork now of what an external and internal linear frame may look like on your character. As well as different fashion styles and what those kind of look like. So,
Which is really cool.
Yeah, the new DLC is great.
They forgot to add Claymore Chic to it.
they did.
So
Yeah, what the heck?
I'll have to write to Jay or James and be like, hey guys, clip more chic.
Jay, I know you were doing things with your hyperlinks and stuff, but come on.
How could you forget?
Because we all know they're avid listeners.
But on the topic of like fashion and the style over substance, games. What you got for us?
And actually, mine is going to tie in nicely. It's not. Actually, so when you were just discussing how it's kind of like the jacket I have, I did the Laser Light Street Jacket, which is, a like leather jacket, so my doctor coat would work, that has Kevlar, but it also has like RGB lighting built into it, that, like my sword does in my hair. I need this so badly.
It's the 2077 jacket. It's the
Yeah.
iconic 2077 jacket. I love it.
One thing that it does say that I absolutely love, because I'll get to the stuff at the very bottom later, but so one of the modes you can put it on is firefight mode, and if you have it hooked to your smart link on your gun, anytime you pull the trigger, it'll strobe red.
Ooh.
Yes, yes, I'm remembering that.
I mean, complete waste of technology, but it's awesome.
No, it's not.
Also, so if you have 3 light tattoos, you get a +2 to your wardrobe and style innately. Wearing this jacket counts as a light tattoo. So, yeah. Which is really cool.
Always
Like,
useful to try to hit that.
right. Any bonus you can get is great. But I like that it lists that you have, like, blacklight is, like, one of the things that you can have it glow as and stuff. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of settings. It's right up my alley.
How much is a jacket?
It's not that expensive. It's only $500 for a jacket.
We can get Wraith a $500 jacket.
Yeah.
It would fit his character so well.
It really would.
It would.
I've been building RGB into him for a while now.
Except for your back tattoos. That was
Yeah, those I wanted to do old school.
It's fair.
And if I could get the, like, where they had poked them into the skin, I would do it that way.
Oh. Are you talking about like the African, like, I don't know,
Yeah,
warrior scar things?
There's a lot of cultures that have done them, but yeah, you put the ink at the end of, like, a needle, and then you, like, hit it in dot by dot.
I think I'm thinking something different, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Sorry, anyway. Back to
Yeah.
fashion.
Who's up next?
Blank.
Oh, me. That's me.
That's
I'm
you.
blank.
You are.
I'm going to talk about the Gibson shock armor, created by Gibson Battle Gear as a nod to one of the founders, if not the founder, of Cyberpunk genre, William Gibson. If you haven't read Neuromancer, you should totally. I'm sure that if you're here, you've read Neuromancer.
His
Anyway,
stuff's pretty good, I guess.
it's fantastic. Anyway, for a price tag of 500 eddies, this suit of armor, which is pretty obviously armor, is rubber lined, so it has an immunity to the exterior charge that it puts out. And what it is, it was designed for prison use and widely used in U.S. prisons, as it's capable of reducing the abundance of prison riots by a large margin. And how it works is it acts as normal Kevlar body armor, but in addition, when you're caught in a grapple as a defender, you can use an action to send a pulse of electricity on the exterior part of the armor, forcing the attacker in the grapple to make a DV 15, which is quite high, resist torture and drugs check, or the grapple ends immediately. So basically, get the fuck off me, bitch.
Wraith totally could have used that.
With a
I was thinking,
Yeah,
if wait until like all 7 of them were on me, and then
Yeah.
dude, yeah, hell yeah. Would have
Is that
been
like Baraka?
kinda,
yeah.
sort of. Except for he's like a mutant, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's my spiel.
That's cool. I dig it.
Yeah, I like that one.
I like that one, yeah. So I'm gonna go next. I don't have a picture of it because this one comes from the DLC of Black Chrome Plus, and it is Molly's armor, scavenged armor, made by Judy, who takes a bunch of pieces that she finds and cobbles them together with straps for maximum comfort. It counts as light armor jack at half the price, 50 eddies only. The only thing is, once it is ablated, it cannot be repaired. When it runs out of stopping power entirely, it just falls off you. It falls apart, it's gone. Don't get it anymore. But if you need a real quick suit of like light armor jack, scavenged armor is the
First
way to
phase
go.
you can go. Yeah.
Yeah, 50 eddies. Not bad.
It's funny you chose that one, considering the gear that I'm going to talk about here in a
We'll find out. I'm slightly concerned. And lastly, I believe it goes to Hades.
Yes. Well, if you ever, you have your own particular style you want to maintain, then we've got the deal for you with Mimic Clothing Kit. For only 100 EB, we can take your style and add a light armor jack to it. So, like, if you had a lab coat that you wanted to turn into a light armor jack lab coat, you could with this kit. Or any other fashion or top or piece of clothing, really. So you can basically take whatever you want and make it a light armor jack, as long as it was clothing. So pretty neat.
Need a light armor jack boxers.
For only 100 EB.
It's not bad.
Well, you always should be protected.
It's true. Wear protection.
James. If you didn't think I was going to take that, bait.
Yeah.
So, go ahead. Sorry.
You're the one who said so, not any of us.
No, I'm jumping the gun. You're good. I'm reading ahead.
Okay.
Are you?
As soon as you start speaking.
Sure. Armor isn't the only way to improve your life. There's also general gear, guys. So let's talk about some ways to just improve your non-edge running life. Starting with Blank.
Okay, since that's great. I am going to talk about the Jeeves Executive Garment Bag, created by New Tech. It has a price tag of 1,000 eddies, and what this bad boy does, it's a large garment bag that cleans and makes minor repairs to any clothing inside. This can repair a single piece of damaged or destroyed, but not destroyed beyond repair, so it won't be useful for the thing that you mentioned. Fashion, body armor, or head armor at a time. So it cannot repair luxury or super luxury items, and the amount of time it takes to repair an item to perfect condition or full stopping power is based on the item's price category. Cheap is an hour, costly is 6 hours, premium is a day, all the way up to 2 weeks for the most expensive item that it can repair. So your fixer. Wow, that's not what it is. Your techie is probably faster, but this is cool because you don't need a techie. It just does it.
Yeah, that's neat.
Right, like if you're on a long car ride, put it in there and go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Leave it overnight.
Yep. This could be very useful to my group. Any group,
But
really.
it would put Checkers out of business, so we better not get it.
Yeah, now that you have checkers, it's different.
Well,
But
speaking
before
of useful...
you guys were... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, before you were just rolling with, like, shitty, broken-ass armor.
That's
I'm
okay.
still
Deeps
rolling
can
with
fix
shitty
it. He's
broken
just
ass
also
armor. Come on
doing
now.
important net running things.
Well, I mean before Deeps.
Yeah, well, before Deeps, yeah, there was...
It was rough.
SP7, it still works.
Yep.
SP2, I'm good.
I'm good.
I know. Yeah, there was a scene where one of you switched armor with one of the bad guys who have the shittiest armor.
And it was better.
Because it was better.
It's... Well, speaking of things the group needs... Oh, sorry.
No, I'm done. I'm really done.
Alright.
Sorry.
No worries. I was trying to eat... I guess I should wait longer on the vocal pauses. Anyway... The group really needs this thing, and it's the Drinkmaster 3000.
True.
I mean, I don't know. It's by Hammered Industries, if that makes a difference. 1,000 eddies though, but it can hold up to 32 separate fluids, and combine them to produce any one of 3,000 choices out of that dispenser unit. And the back of the unit can zip open, and reveal backpack straps to instantly make you the life of the party. So it's actually portable as well, and you can take it with you. It can dispense 10 beverages before it must be refilled with 100 eddies worth of chems and materials. And it can also dispense the popular street drug Smash.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So you can have Smash on the go.
Have a smash machine.
We know the item that Wraith's next groupie will have.
Yes.
I feel
exactly.
like Frank needs this as a marketing tool, like someone on the streets advertising Frank's novel, handing out drinks.
Right. Just walking around handing out drinks.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I think our group would very much benefit from having one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all the dance checks you guys have been making lately, yeah.
Yeah, plus
It wouldn't matter if you're addicted.
Deeps would have done better in the job if he had Smash.
It's true.
I feel like this
It's
is
very
definitely
true.
something for Deeps and Wraith's apartment.
Well, yeah.
For sure. We just don't talk about where we got it from.
Yeah.
Normally we don't talk about where we get these
Ever.
things from. Ever. They just show up one day.
Okay. Something you guys, sorry, this is just a super, not quite a random, as random is going to appear, so give it a moment. The item I'm going to talk about today is the Solo of Fortune body pillow, which is 100 eddies. You can find this in the DLC. And when I originally made like the game for just the DLC, this is what you guys were going to win at the end. We're going to be body pillows of famous solos from the 2020s,
Awesome.
Nice.
including
Black
Morgan
Hand
Backhand.
himself.
Yep, you could go home with a Morgan Blackhand body pillow. The only note is that the Atom Smasher body pillow is so large that it takes up one like host space. So whatever the max host capacity you could fit in your space is reduced by 1 because that's how big the pillow is.
What if it only?
That's awesome.
What if it only has one? I think like a cube only has one.
It said host, so I assume like you can live and you can bring somebody else to talk in your cube. You can't do that if you have the Atom Smasher body pillow. It's you and Adam, and that's it.
That's all you need.
It's
So-
true.
It's kind of true. So that's why
I
there's a
picture
picture of
just
Adam.
filling the entire cube and you just jump on top of it.
Yeah. So definitely, because everybody needs an Atom Smasher body pillow. So pick
For
yours.
sure.
Improve your life. 100 eddies.
Adam
Yeah,
Smasher
that's
is
so
not the
affordable.
guy I want to hang out with.
I need the Rage Barth Moth one.
I mean, after watching the anime, I do agree with you, Glenn.
Yeah. In the video game, I think the first line you hear him say is "fuckable meat."
That
You're right.
sounds right.
Oh man.
On the note of fuckable meat, I figured everyone else was doing transition, so I'd try doing it. There's about 30 things I want to talk about here, so I'm going to talk about 3 of them very quickly and briefly mention that when you were talking about the pop-up ads on the eyewear,
Yes.
I really wanted to do the ad that's in the book for the new soda. That is because
Oh,
in the description
yes.
it talks about it's totally not addictive according to Continental Brands.
Not addictive.
Right.
We all know
Fire.
they're on the up and up.
Right,
Yeah.
you gotta trust those guys. No, but the thing I wanted to talk about specifically, I have to pull it up so I can look at the company name, Killstrom. The Banshee microphone, which is like the top quality, best microphone ever. It's very expensive, it's $1,000. But it makes like crisp, crystal clear sound. The battery lasts for 48 hours after only being charged for an hour. It gives you a +2 on your play instrument sing checks. So it is pretty rad. And that's the thing I wanted to focus on, but I wanted to mention that you can get the sonic amp to go with it. That literally, what is it? Any enemies or anyone within 10 meters has to make a DV-15 torture drugs test, or else take critical damage ear injury.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then there's an even bigger version of it called the typhoid speakers that can go up to 90 meters
Oh
away.
shit, that's huge.
Yeah. So those are the three I wanted to talk about, but like the fact that you could like set up your little boombox and then like yell into it and everyone around you takes ear damage.
Hey, you know how we need a distraction over at the spa?
You know, not a bad idea.
Right. Wraith setting up a classic concert right in front of the
Nail me.
nail place.
Oh my gosh, that would be.
Hell yeah.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yes. Yes, it is.
But yeah, that was what I wanted to talk about. Sorry.
No, it's good. Actually, I'm gonna slightly sidetrack and backtrack a little bit. In the DLC, because we were talking about like with the Drink Master and how it can hand out Smash, the DLC has Piranha Smash, which is made by the Piranha Gang, which has the same goodness of regular Smash, but tastes like lime and is only half the addiction rate. It only has a DV9, which is Moxie's base, so I'm pretty sure even she possibly could pass that
There's a 10%
resist drug.
chance she fails, but yeah.
Yep.
See, Piranha Smash is the way to go, but you have to find the Piranha Gang and...
They have to
Yeah,
like
get
you,
in-
yeah.
they
Or
have
find
to
someone
like
who
you.
knows them.
Mm-hmm.
But Piranha Smash.
Can't we just make Piranha Smash with our Drink Master 3000?
If you knew the
Steal the
secret
recipe
formula,
from them.
yes.
Yeah, you have to know the formula.
There you guys go. For all you GMs
It's a
out there, it's a mission. Steal the recipe for Piranha Smash from the Piranha Gang.
Great premise. And
Yes.
what a great mission reward.
Right?
Yeah.
Not just money.
Right.
That would be cool, actually.
Yeah.
Aha!
Oh, thank you so much, Karmam, for the bits
Thank
and
you
for the posture
Oh,
check.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes.
Oh,
Thank
goodness.
you.
Sorry.
Oh, posture check.
Oh god.
I will sit up straight.
Everybody. Oop.
So I was like, before.
Okay.
Nothing.
I don't know.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna go in the order that I put it in, but I'm so excited to talk about my vehicle when we get there. That I've chosen to talk about, given the whole Wraith playing a concert in front of Naomi. But we will start with Hades.
Sweet. So I looked through here, and the one that caught my eye was the Street King combat vehicle. Really made by Turbo Neon Motors. 63,000 eddies, though. So quite expensive. But it saw heavy use during the Fourth Corporate War. And it's a military surplus vehicle, basically. It uses a modified ceramic plating to cut down on weight. The engine has been typically replaced with a modern design that has a turbo, and the seats are probably left a little uncomfortable just to feel like retain that Spartan feeling of the military original. But it comes with high performance ground car with a heavy chassis, armored chassis, 2 bulletproof glass upgrades, a seating upgrade, and nitrous.
Nice.
Nice.
So you can drive through the combat zone in style.
Yeah, mostly a defensive vehicle, but yeah, pretty sweet.
Probably pretty useful for this group.
What?
Yes.
We've only discussed needing a tank.
Basically,
true.
we described this.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of true.
Yeah. It's a gorgeous little car.
It is.
Oh, and it has a Nomad access of 10, which I believe means that they have to have a 10 score.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have a roll rating of 10
roll,
to have
yeah.
access to it, which
That's
is
up
crazy.
there.
Like the King Nomads can get it, and that's about it.
He has one already.
Because of fleet. All right. Didn't realize I was next. I'm so excited. Okay. So, I'm going to talk to you guys about, I just want to make sure, I just clicked off it for some stupid reason. The Tansen group made the Tansen Jetboy hoverboard.
I'm so glad somebody
This essentially looks like the Green Goblin's hoverboard
look
from
at this picture.
the Will of
What side is
Dafoe.
it?
Yeah. Pictures. Help. It only hovers slightly above the ground. So you can't actually fly like the Green Goblin did. But you don't need, it uses your athletic skill to move. Its movement is done through like pressure on your feet, so you just kind of shift your weight, and that's how you go, which is really, really awesome. It does have 10 stopping power. You do not need a nomad rank, and it's only 1,000 eddies. But the thing I love the most about this is it comes with a sound system that can link it to the user's agent, which means Wraith could be sitting there outside of Naomi on this hoverboard, standing there on this hoverboard, just going back and forth while singing with his Banshee mic. And I feel like an entire like band needs to be made up of just hoverboards that
Hover
like
Boys? Oh
Yes.
my god, the Hover
Oh,
Boys.
Gosh.
It's like the Beach Boys, but better.
I am so glad this became a thing. And that you're all on board. I really wanted it.
Jess, you figured out the secret gang that Blank was creating.
No, this is a
Mine
new
is
one.
much worse than that.
This is
Way
hard.
lamer. Way lamer.
It cannot, I do want to note though, it cannot be upgraded by a nomad or a tech. But you can put a really sick paint job on it. So,
I love that part of it. But it's like, no upgrades can be done to this. So good luck with that. But you could paint it.
to make it look amazing. So yeah,
I like that
is
they
the,
added that for the GM because somebody's gonna try to make it do some crazy shit.
Hey, can I put a rocket launcher on this?
Since
For
it does hover
Can make it go
though,
faster?
I assume you can hover over water as well.
Ooh,
It's not in the
it
rules.
says just above the ground.
It does.
Water is ground.
Water is a type of ground.
What? In what world?
Shh. It's fine. But just think, because like, doesn't Deeps have like a shark fin, and you could have like the Jaws music going da da as like wave riders come down on the hoverboard? I'm just saying, I think it would be neat. Rule of cool,
A group
man.
of pirates on
Rule of
hoverboards
cool.
just taking out people.
Leading into it.
It'd be really amazing.
I don't think the surface is solid enough for that to make sense, but
So, but if it was frozen.
What if
so
you like
Yeah, for a little while.
started on solid ground and then kept the momentum, got you over the water?
I would probably not let you go over water. We're just gonna put that out there. But I'm mean.
Just say, yeah. Talsorian, if we could please have a water hoverboard in the next vehicle release, that would be great.
Hover jet ski, yes, 100%.
Alright, that's my vehicle. I'm super excited. And now we have, yes, the hover boys as a thing, which will be a thing, I'm sure.
Yeah, somebody make a note of that.
Can't we become the Hover Boys? But like,
Yeah, you guys need a new band name.
Right? That's
Oh,
true.
that's
So that would be me, Deeps, and
Dave Wacko.
Dave Wacko.
Dave Wacko.
Dave Wacko high on synth on a hoverboard is something I didn't know I needed to see until this moment.
I know.
We can get some fan art of that.
Screaming into a microphone.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Right?
Oh man. Okay. Let's go to something more serious. Who's next? Blank. Oh,
next?
yours is
Me?
not serious.
Yeah, I was
know,
gonna say
none of us.
not the right choice
Oh,
here.
wait, pictures. Pictures help. I did want to point out, sorry, real quick. They also have a Yang's Wheel rickshaw in Black Chrome, which I loved seeing that they added something from Yang's, which was introduced, I believe, in Spinning Your Wheels DLC. But I specifically pointed this out for Chinzia, one of our wonderful community members, because she did a drawing of someone in a rickshaw. I can't remember why, but there you go. It's in the book. Rickshaws
It was
exist.
Adam Smasher.
Adam's Adam Smasher.
Oh, it's Adam Smasher in a rickshaw. Hey, if you put the
Yeah.
Solo of Fortune body pillow Adam Smasher in the rickshaw.
oh, there you go.
Yes, 100%.
There you go.
That's amazing.
I can't go up high enough to get to it, but yeah.
Sorry, Blake. You can go.
All good. I like this one a lot, and I struggled with choosing the hoverboard or this one, but I really like this one. It's the Tansen Bellhop, created by the Tansen Group. It's 16,000 eddies, which is, actually relatively cheap for a vehicle. And K-pop performers have made this bellhop the trendiest transport copter of 2045. When folded, it can be wheeled around like just a large piece of luggage. And when it's active, it is a small, like, go-kart sized gyrocopter.
Yeah.
I like that somewhere in here, I think it might be flavor text, but anyway, it talks about a hilarious video of a ganger piloting a bellhop into the old combat zone, only to be blown to bits by a rocket, and it's set to the music of like an old British comedy. Amazing. Anyway, it's one seat, incompatible with any seating upgrades, and it takes an action to transform to and from the copter to luggage mode. It's just so cool to have like a to-go helicopter.
Yeah.
So fucking
Carrying my
amazing.
helicopter around with me.
Yeah, I could see it being like useful for maybe like a sniper character to, bring up to his location or whatever, take his post, and then when shit hits the fan, which inevitably will, you just delta, and your group's left behind. But fuck them anyway. They're probably dead.
Go
Yeah,
get
you're
your
solo,
gyrocopter.
so-
That's all I could think of.
Solo means me first.
And
No,
then
it's-
after. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's really cool.
After everybody talking about really cool things like combat vehicles and rickshaws and hoverboards and everything, I'm doing the Honda Civic of flying cars. I have the Zeta Tech destination, which literally in the description talks about how like this is the most standard, like everybody has them. It's sold more than 2 million units globally. This is like the flying car that if somebody owns a flying car, this is it. I had the poor man's flying car.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
I mean, it does fly.
It does
Yeah,
fly,
it's-
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a flying car, so I'll give it that.
And I assume it fits more than one person.
Cedar AV4.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
somewhat affordable-ish. I mean,
You can-
no cars are affordable in the time of the red, but
No. $40,000, but you can fit what is up to 4 people in it, I believe.
Mhm.
Yep, 4 seats. Cannot have heavy chassis or seat. Technically, a max out starting, because 6 is the max for starting rolls, right?
I think it's your Nomad box.
Yeah, but what's the rank for starting rank for rolls?
So that was usually
4.
Is it 4? 4. Okay. So it wouldn't take you long to get to a 6 and then have a flying car in your entourage,
Yeah.
which would be rad. Everyone needs a flying car.
Yep.
In the future.
In the future, we need flying cars. Well, there are a lot of flying cars. Super cool.
Can I make a side note on the vehicle?
Oh yeah.
Side
Did you notice that there's a bullet train in the vehicles?
No, there's not.
Tetra Corp America
Yeah.
Mega Hauler.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's amazing. Well, mine is mine. So screw them.
I just wanted you to know it's a heavily armored mega hauler that hauls 3
Cargos. Yeah, mine looks a lot more sleek than this one, though. This one looks like the Walmart van of transport.
Fair enough. I just wanted to mention that.
I like how things that we've been like working with for a while.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, no, it's there. You guys just have the wrong rules for it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Not
We had
wrong, just
the
different.
beta
Personal.
rules.
Yes. Okay.
Now we're on to the messy stuff, right?
We are. Weapons, from cheap and dangerous to the truly exceptional and expensive. We broke this down because there's so many weapons into 3 categories: explosives, melee, and firearms/ranged. So Blank, do you want to start us off in the explosives category?
Sure. I haven't even got through all the weapons. There's so goddamn many.
Oh my goodness, there's so many good ones.
There's a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, what I want to talk about is the Arachnid Grenade. This is produced by Centurion Essentials. It is 100 eddies, and it is a non-lethal grenade. It's like a spherical explosive device filled with highly flexible and sticky solution. So when you throw it, it explodes, and this sticky substance goes everywhere. And 30 seconds after that sticky substance is exposed to oxygen, it makes it impossible to move. Regardless, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but what I'm saying is when it goes off, it makes a mess. It is a giant, sticky, disgusting mess.
Even if it's accidental.
Right. It has a round design and purple chrome casing, and that makes it instantly recognizable, which means when somebody throws it around you, you better delta quick. And it's great for parties and riots. The webbing comes in like a multitude of different colors as well, which is amazing. You can purchase it at any Centurion Essentials kiosk or a licensed retailer. It can be loaded into a launcher or thrown, which is quite nice.
Yeah,
anyway.
but this one particularly you wouldn't want to be too close to. So if you like threw it and like messed up the athletics check.
Right. True. Anyone hit by it takes no damage, but's covered in the solution. If you don't take an action to douse yourself in alcohol within the 30-second period that it takes to arm, or 10 rounds of combat, since each round is 3 seconds, or is not covered in alcohol by somebody else that takes their action to do it, you're grappled when it comes online. And when grappled, you can't use your move action. You can't use any weapon that requires 2 hands. You get a -2 to all your actions. The substance has like a hit point value of 15. However, destroying or escaping the weapon by yourself requires actually anybody can do this, a DV-15 brawling check to hit the thing. And there's something interesting. Firing ranged into the thing hits both the webbing and the person stuck in it.
Because it's flexible.
Yeah.
Right. So that's amazing.
It's like getting hit with Spider-Man webbing.
Definitely gonna see use of this thing.
Just another good reason to carry around a Drinkmaster 3000 with you, so you always have alcohol on you.
Right. Dispense alcohol.
Which one? What do you want? What do you want? Anything.
The guy with the backpack's the one that got hit.
Or you just constantly be drinking.
Right.
Pull a Kenner and just always carry a few cans of Smash with you.
There you go. Who's ahead of the game?
Yep.
I think I'm next, Joe.
I think so.
I'm talking about the Gunmark Door Cracker, which is basically designed to destroy cover. And it's a small, like, super cheap bomb that not only is it magnetic, so you can, like, stick it to doors and stuff, but in case you're trying to stick it to something that's not magnetic, they also put tape on it because they at least thought that far in advance. So you can set it up on something, and it takes 30 seconds to set it up unless you make a DV-15 demolition check, and then it's just a 1 round to get it set up. But then you can use an action to detonate it, and when you detonate it, it does 66 damage to a 2 meter by 2 meter area on the cover that you've set it on. So it's good for breaking walls and stuff. So
Very cool.
that's why when you were talking about before, I was like, man, that would pair so nicely with, like, you scan the thing to find the weak point that gives you 1d6 additional damage, and then put the 66 thing on it.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's 76 right there.
There you go.
And they're only $50 a piece. Like, I'm never gonna use
super
doorknobs
cheap.
again. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what?
God. Please no.
Wraith enters with a bang. Everywhere he goes.
Everybody has a stick.
It was unlocked.
But yeah, so that's the explosive I wanted to talk about, was the door cracker, because I just thought that was great.
It was pretty awesome.
That's amazing. My explosive comes from the DLC. It is the worst thing ever, and even the flavor text, the guy Joe walks you through, and he's like, I don't know why we have these. This is so dangerous. Molotov cocktails. They are only 20 eddies. They do 5d6 damage when thrown. So it's the same as an incendiary grenade, or a regular grenade, for like a fifth of the price. So you could carry one grenade, or you could carry 5 Molotov cocktails on you. I think the cocktail's well worth it. Now, the only downside to this super volatile substance is if you get hit, if you take damage, any damage that goes past your armor, any Molotov cocktail on you has a 50% chance of becoming destroyed, and you get set on fire. So, if you are carrying, I don't know, 5 of them, each one has a 50%, even if you take 1 point of damage, each one has a 50% chance of becoming destroyed and setting you on fire. And not just
You're
the
getting lit
normal...
on fire is what that means.
Not just the normal, like, 2 points of fire damage that we see. No, deadly fire damage, which is -6 each turn.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
6?
It's -6.
Not just a little on fire.
That's a lot of fun.
Until you take an action to put yourself out. And as a player, I'm like, this seems horrifying. So just hold 1 and make sure that's the first round of combat is you throw it, and you'll be fine. No worries. But I do like the image of shooting an NPC that's got all these cocktails on and setting them on fire. Just like the cinematography of that just is so cool in my brain. And then it's just like, oh shit. Run.
I homebrewed some Molotov cocktails and used them on you guys when you're fighting the scabs in the CZ.
All right.
They were not as brutal as this one.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that we toned it down. And
these ones, I
we
don't
usually
believe they set you on fire. They just do the damage, like the 5d6 damage when you use them. When you get hit, like if they destroy on you, you don't take 5d6 damage. You just take this -6 fire damage.
Oh, weird.
I'm pretty sure per bottle. Yeah, so they don't explode. Like,
Oh, yeah,
you do
yeah,
get
yeah,
set
yeah,
on
yeah.
fire. Where the other one, they don't.
That's what
I
I
guess
did
they
too.
don't set them on fire. It just explodes. That's a little sad. No, because if they take damage, they get set on fire. Yeah, we're good. So
Yeah.
yes, Molotov
There's lots of
cocktails,
fire.
guys. Super
Get 'em.
dangerous, super cheap, super fun.
worth it.
I do believe I have seen games use Molotovs in
A lot.
most of the role-playing games we have played together.
Yeah, I had a DM one time that wouldn't allow me to siphon gas from a car. She's like, why do you need the gasoline? I'm like, because I need gasoline. She's like, are you going to make a Molotov with it? And I'm like, no. And she's like, there's no gasoline in the car. I'm like, I find a different car. There's also no gasoline in that car.
So yeah, that's my explosive. It's not as cool as Hades though.
So I get to talk about the Kill Chip 100 micro bomb. So if you want to kill somebody who has a chip socket, this is probably the way to do it. It looks just like a standard memory chip and reads like it when you plug it into an agent. When it's plugged into a chipware socket neural-ware, however, it detonates. And does 66 damage directly to their HP. Armor doesn't reduce it. and suffers the brain injury critical injury.
Ooh, I wonder if that counts as doubling.
This is what I was
Because it's to the
thinking
head.
of, not the Digital Gladiator was this.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's
crazy.
that's scary, and you need a DV-15 criminology, cybertech, demolitions, electronics, security tech, or DV-21 perception check to reveal the kill chip as a dangerous explosive.
That's
So
amazing.
not only that, but it's hard to tell just visually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because who chooses points in criminology?
No one. No
I
one.
know.
Jess.
I'm just kidding. People do. I always try to put use on those.
I feel like of all of them, Deeps has the best chance with like Alexec.
Right.
Oh, probably.
Oh, for sure.
My Alexec is like, I have a 14 base, so
Yeah.
I'll
10%
probably...
chance of doing it.
We always
Yeah,
show
we're
every chipware socket to
Cybertech's a
Deeps.
13, so like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Now you guys
Those
would
would
be
work.
aware.
I know. This gives you too much information.
I love
Somebody
this.
steal his copy of this.
Somebody
Dang
steal
book.
his cup.
I'll hire runners.
Yes, we have.
I need to
If you're an
see.
edge runner, we
Did you
have a
show
mission
off the
for
book?
you.
I don't know.
You showed a little bit, but it is very nice.
It's a beautiful book.
I have a PDF, so
Oh, look, that's the Vermilion. That's actually the Vermilion living
Frame.
frame.
yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Let's see. What do we got next? I could just change the picture and then I would know. Games.
Okay, before I get to my very awesome sword, which we're all looking at a picture now, I wanted to meanderingly mention the Solo Wolf and Bot Mono Katana. The reason I wanted to mention it is because it is a play on a great Japanese movie series called Lone Wolf and Cub. But this katana is a replica prop made based on an anime that was super popular and was sitting like in warehouses ready to be shipped out during the Fourth Corporate Wars. And so it is a cheap, terrible mono katana, but I like it. The real thing I'm going to talk about, though, is the Rostovik Cleaver. This is a buster sword. This thing is
Yep.
Yeah.
huge, and it vibrates and heats up. It requires 3 batteries to get it to heat up, and the batteries cost 50 EB a piece, as much as one of those door knocker things, per battery, just to use it. And it takes, what is it? I can't remember how long it takes to heat up because it takes a little bit of time. But then it stays charged for, it's a 1 action to heat it up, and then it stays hot for 5 minutes. If you set it down during that time, it will melt into whatever substance it's set
It's
into
1
and
minute,
ruin
by the
it.
way.
So, is it? So don't set it down for any reason, or you will break it. And in the last, what is it? The last 30 seconds before the battery dies, the smoke starts to pour out of the batteries before they discharge. Yeah. But to get to the benefits of this, and I forgot to mention, you need a body 11 just to be able to wield this. And it says like, no matter who you are or what you're capable of, you cannot single-hand wield this no matter what. This is always a two-handed weapon. But it ignores armor that is SP 11 or less.
What? 11?
Yeah.
Whoa.
No,
Yeah,
that is
insane.
lower than 11.
Yeah.
Lower than 11. Okay,
11
so
and higher is still interacted with.
As normal. But if you get hit by it, you are considered mildly on fire. As well as the damage it does, which is
5d6.
5d6 damage. Like, this thing is gonna wreck, but it is very inconvenient at the same time.
I mean, with 5d6 damage, you're taking 11 down to 10 immediately. So your next hit is going to do 10 extra points of damage, probably. So.
And if you get hit, you're on fire. So
And you're on fire, yeah.
Mildly
That's
on
fun.
fire, which I think is the medium. So it's like
yeah,
minus
the
4.
medium fire.
Four?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
So
Oh, that's a good
it
question.
is epic. I mean, it is inconvenient and not the best weapon ever. Also, $1,000. But when they had built it, so Savoil, who was it? No, it was Rostovic R&D made it kind of as a joke. And then Savoil saw it and thought it was the greatest thing ever. So they ordered a crap ton of them. So they had to actually start manufacturing this thing they made as a joke. And so that's how it came to be. Oh my goodness, I love this thing.
So
there is a
when you
question
guys-
in chat, though, for you, Games.
Oh.
Does the damage change depending on whether it's on or off?
Yes, actually, there is an entire thing in here about that, which I need to quickly read.
It's probably just it's probably
It
just 46.
still does the 5d6 apparently, but it does not let you on fire.
Oh.
So that's unfortunate.
But it's
And it
still
doesn't have armor.
Oh, and it doesn't have armor.
Yeah. So it still does 5d6, which is a lot, but you don't get to ignore armors under 11 and start
set
people on fire. But $50 a battery is a little expensive for your sword.
It's
That's a
150, right?
Sword.
That's a
Yeah,
really
158
dangerous weapon, though.
Yeah.
It's like super dangerous.
But is that more dangerous than a Molotov cocktail? I'm just...
Well, I mean, you hit that guy with the 6 Molotov
Depends on what we're
cocktails.
talking about. Yeah.
Do you know how
The
many
Molotov
Molotovs you could
cocktails
buy
are
for
more
1,000?
dangerous for the wielder.
Yeah, if I hit somebody using that was holding a Molotov cocktail, game over, man.
Yeah.
Game over.
So now you guys will be scared when I give you a mission to raid the Sovoil compound.
Nope.
Nope.
All the guards are just like wielding.
Oh, man.
Like Pyramid Head.
Yeah, exactly.
Hades, I think, has the next one.
Well,
Yeah.
how about another weapon that was that Salve Oil commissioned? The Slam Dance Tasmansky Clo?
Yeah,
See?
I think that's how I'd pronounce it.
It's an excellent quality weapon, very heavy melee weapon that comes permanently installed in a battle glove, that which it can be drawn and stowed without an action. While the blade is drawn, that hand cannot be used to do anything else. It costs 5,000 eddies. It's a luxury item made by Slam Dance Incorporated.
Slam dance.
So it's basically, it's Wolverine claws, and who?
But like so much longer than they need to be.
Well, yeah. And as my favorite hero, that would be
rad.
Chose that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, when you threaten somebody, you get a +2 to an interrogation skill check. So there's another reason to have them. It has a single option slot for a cyber limb or cyber arm option as well.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
you can add something to it.
That's really cool.
Yeah. It's the same cost as if you put it in a cyber arm, so that doesn't take that. But putting the claw on and off does take an action. And anything that's underneath the battle glove on your cyber arms is not able to be used. It's inaccessible.
So if you had like a pop-up, no pop-up.
Smuggler compartment or
So you
something.
have to put your pop-up shotgun on the
The
claw
other
itself.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it wouldn't fit. That's 3 option slots.
Oh, dang it.
Which none of us talked about it, but there are a lot of fingers in this book.
Oh, yeah, nobody brought up
Yeah.
the fingers.
The fingers like one of the
I
big things.
specifically didn't bring up the fingers because I'm going to let some of those be revealed.
As
game.
would they.
All of us are going to
If
start
you want
having
to
like
see the
8-fingered hands.
Yeah.
So
There's a cyber hand with only 5. So
there is.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but there's so many fingers that everyone wants.
it's true. Would you be able to use the finger add-ons with the glove? I would. I
Sure.
probably
It should
not.
say.
Because the fingers aren't actually considered options. It's just you have to have the modular hand, and that has 5 finger slots. So it's handled separately. So because of the way it reads, I'd say rules is written, no, but you might convince a GM to allow you. Although, because it's only a glove, you're not like, if you had no finger, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could do that.
Make it work, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Okay, who's next?
I don't know.
I get to talk next. All right. I'm talking about Pursuit Securities. The Pursuit Security Bouncer, which is like a dual fingerless glove, and it does in fact say in the rules that your cyber fingers can be used with this glove, but nothing in the actual hand itself. So for Moxie, she couldn't access her smuggler's compartment because the glove covers it. However, because they are fingerless gloves, any cyber fingers can be used as normal. So this one comes within the palm. You can see there's like the Iron Man kind of like circle. His is a pulsar booster. This one is a microwaver. So if you don't have an EMP grenade on you, you can shoot a microwave out of for a rechargeable battery pack. The glove holds 8. So you have 8 chances if you'd like, if that's all you're using, to try to knock out someone's cyberware. They have to beat a DV, 15? Oh,
I think so, yeah.
Where is that? I lost it.
Probably 15.
I think so.
It's melee.
It's a 15.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't find it, but
This is the
We'll say
security
it's
bouncer?
15.
yeah,
for
the
now.
security bouncer. So it's 15 for now.
Oh, it doesn't say.
It might be down below, and I've somehow lost the mouse on my computer. Don't ask me how. It roughly knows it's there, but I can't see it, which is real fun. Anyway, the other option is a stun baton that comes out of the glove and acts as a melee weapon. So it has a rate of fire of 2, deals 2d6, and of course, if it would bring the person to mortal or dead, lower the hit points below 1, it just knocks them out instead. So if you want to interrogate someone for later and you don't actually want to kill them,
Yeah.
stun baton. Super handy. So you can actually still use, it does say you can still use rippers and scratchers with this glove.
Oh, nice.
But anything else that is not a cyber finger or those things.
That's
cannot
because
be
those come
accessed.
out of your fingers, I believe.
Yes.
So it is, by the way, a DV15. It's not listed in the book itself. It refers you to the microwaver in
The book.
Cyberpunk RED.
Core book, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the stun baton thing there too. Well, go me and my goldfish memory. So yes,
Right.
anyway, I love this fingerless glove. I'm very tempted to get one. It's only 500 eddies.
Worth it.
So
Yeah, that's one that's one easy job.
yeah, ish.
Unless you're checkers trying to
Trying to
help the
hustle. Yeah,
nomads.
don't. We're sorry, checkers. We love you.
Love you.
That is the melee weapon I chose to showcase tonight.
Cool.
Blank.
What oh, the melee weapon? I guess I could talk about the melee weapon.
why we're
I
here.
would be remiss if nobody talked about the most, what I consider the most iconic cyberpunk melee weapon that there is, the Kendachi Monokatana. It's cool to see actual rules for this thing out there because the monokatanas were always like one of the coolest parts, and the Kendachi Monokatana in particular. Yeah, very, very cyberpunk, iconic. Anyway, created by Kendachi, go figure. 1,000 eddies. This is the original monoblade. Has a molecular thin orbital crystal edge. It vibrates 2,000 times a minute. It is considered a two-handed, exotic, very heavy melee weapon. So it's rate of fire 1, interestingly. With the correct biometric key, the damage ignores target armor entirely if it's lower than 7 stopping power. So that's 6 or less. All melee weapons have armor anyway. So that is pretty insane. You're going to be taking somebody down to 6 stop or SP very quickly, and then after that you're just going to be doing 6 extra damage. Super awesome. Without a key, it's just a normal, very heavy, exotic melee weapon. But yeah, this thing is badass. Love it.
For sure.
And good to see it
And
come
classic.
back.
Yeah.
Classic.
All right.
I think I always had one when we played 2020.
I'm pretty sure I always had one. Never used it.
Pretty sure you've always had one for this game.
Yeah, you do have one now. It's not this one, but
No, I have the cheap version of it.
always use one.
But not the cosplay version that I found.
Not that.
Not quite that bad. As we move, so that's it for melee weapons. We're gonna move to firearms / ranged. And there's 2 I want to mention from the DLC that are just insane. By the way, the DLC, Molly Anderson's DLC stuff, for the most part, is horrible. It's not great. It will not help you in any real firefight at all. But it's really fun.
It's
So
fun.
it is. There's junk ammunition, and it's super cheap. Super cheap.
That's the important part.
Yes, ammunition does less damage, but it's, significantly cheaper. So there you go. So I'm going to talk I just want to mention really quickly, there's the Sanru Hello Cutie One True Love sniper rifle, which is only 1,000 eddies, and it comes with you can't remove this, a randomly generated AI girlfriend who whispers affirmations into your ear when you take a shot and can become super clingy.
You're the best, Hero.
After you make enough kill shots, to the point where if you start neglecting your gun, like you don't fire with it as often, you don't clean it, you don't maintain it, it will get mad at you, and any bonus that it did give will be taken away until you correct that problem.
I would
So-
need a GM that can do a really
It's a
good
sassy
Ulu.
girlfriend.
If you want a super clingy, sassy girlfriend sniper rifle, Sanru Hello
Don't
Cutie
take
What
care
You
of it.
Love.
Yeah.
That's your gun.
Nice.
It's just the most insane thing. And it has it comes with some cool scope options, but it also has bone, facial recognition. So
Oh,
it
yeah,
can
yeah,
recognize you even in the dark. So if you're not the one using it, it knows. It's like the creepiest gun. It's so amazing.
I love
But
it.
it loves you.
But I love you. What was the voice you did?
I love you.
That's it. That's it. Perfect. The actual gun I wanted to talk about, though, is the Big Dream, which is an exotic SMG that only costs you 10 eddies. Because
It's terrible.
it's wonderful. It's a 30-round magazine that can only shoot auto-fire mode. That's it. And once you fire the first time, it fires for 2 rounds after that, no matter what you do with the gun.
Yep.
If you fall,
Set
if you
it and
throw
walk
it,
away.
if you walk away, it will fire in any random direction. In the game that I was going to make you, this gauntlet, I was gonna have 2 turret stations set up where someone popped up out of a hatch, pulled a trigger on this Big Dream, and then tried to duck before it shot them, because it would fire randomly in any direction for the next 2 turrets.
This would actually be really good for causing distractions. Set one off away from where you want people to look to.
The only problem is you have to pull the trigger first.
That's
Yeah.
minor problem.
Minor problem, yeah.
Maybe if you get well, no, because you need it connected to. Never mind. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get a remote actuator.
There you go.
Super dangerous. super dangerous. Super fun though, because you never know what could happen.
Right.
So you go, the big
It's a
dream.
party.
10 eddies. See what you get. I love the stuff that was in there. Oh, hey! And back to the beginning. Let's talk about boomerangs.
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 I wanted to talk about the boomerang because it's so cool. Obviously.
It is. That's why I was referencing it.
Yeah. We have the Ranger Combat Boomerang made by Everest Ventureware. Price tag 1,000 eddies. It is marketed towards mountain troops and recon ops. It is razor sharp and smart guided. So if you have a targeting scope piece of cyber wire, it guides itself out and then back to the thrower. This is a one-handed exotic heavy melee weapon, but it can't be used in a melee attack. It halves the SP, unlike other thrown weapons. It halves SP when thrown, and throwing it is, let's talk about this keyword, half a 2 rate of fire attack. So basically throw it, punch, and then catch.
Hopefully.
After it's thrown, as long as you have the targeting scope piece of cyberware, it returns to you, and you can catch it with a free action, as long as you have a hand free to catch it with. Otherwise, it just lands somewhere nearby, determined by the GM. Yeah, I want to see this thing get use. Definitely gonna make like a, I don't know, I want to say like a Crocodile Dundee character.
Right?
It's just
That's not a modern katana. That's a modern katana. Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Steal my NPC. Nice. That's awesome. I'm glad that you have an NPC. Now you have a piece of gear for him.
Yeah.
right?
Do you feel like a lot of the audience would know who Crocodile Dundee is?
He does?
Yes.
Abiel does? Or he or she or they? Excuse
They.
me.
I mean, I'm just asking. Because isn't that a pretty niche 80s character, 90s
Look,
character?
everyone in the late 80s, early 90s loved Australia.
Crocodile Dundee is timeless.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, I don't disagree.
What was his name? Paul Hogan?
Yes.
I was gonna say I don't think our audience is that young, so I think we're okay.
True.
Pretty
True.
sure he almost falls off a building because there was somebody who was gay. He was talking to somebody who was gay. So
It's very
Not
of its
timeless.
time.
yeah.
Party very much
You
movie
come
night.
from the land down under.
Speaking of films,
Mhm.
so the one I'm doing is sorry, I had to pull up to see who made it. The Gunmart Overlord hand cannon.
Hell yeah.
Why I'm talking about this is because it is a terrible gun. It's not terrible. The thing is, it's a heavy pistol that the way it's designed makes it fire considerably slower than other heavy pistols. So you only get a rate of fire 1 out of it, but you do get a +1 when intimidating people using it. If you're doing a face down with people using violence, you get a +1 because it's like the one that like all the cops use in the movies. It's so ridiculous.
Giant barrel.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing.
How much is it?
Yeah. It's not that expensive if I remember right. Yeah, it's only 100 EB.
For, you know
That's
what?
cheap.
100 EB for a +1 face down? Yeah.
Even if you don't use
Even
it.
if I never
you
use
say-
it, just have it for intimidation checks. Yeah.
Unless they know it's a shitty gun.
That's true.
That's true.
Look, this may fire slow, but it's real big. That was the gun I agreed to talk about, but when researching it, I also ran across the Rocker Boy gun, and so I want to take a moment to discuss that. It is a gun that literally fires rocks instead of bullets out of it. So The Nomad Rocker is the name of it. It fires small rocks instead of ammunition. It looks like an ancient ship's cannon in your hand. It's scratch resistant, easy to clean. No disassembly is required. You just dunk it in a bucket of water when you want to wash it. It is a joke weapon at best. Like, I would not consider actually using one. But they can't jam, which is great because the hand cannon that I talked about is really susceptible to jamming.
What?
Yeah, as it turns out.
Shocked.
So yeah, the two I wanted to talk about.
I do like the gun that shoots rocks, I'm not gonna lie. I saw that, I was like, this. Oh man. Alright, what's next? Ah, yes.
It's my turn.
The iconic.
So, how could I not talk about the shotgun named after me, of course? I mean, obviously.
Obviously.
The Hades Multi-Purpose Assault Shotgun by Metacorp. 5K eddies. But, I mean, we're talking this is a preem weapon. It's... Why carry a whole arsenal when you can clear an enemy at range, sweep a building, and stop a charging vehicle all in one? This exotic shotgun can use any type of shotgun ammo, and you can switch it on the fly with it holds up to 16 shots in the magazine, and you can mix up to 5 different kinds and
That's
select what
awesome.
That is, yeah.
yeah, it's absolutely amazing because you don't have to take the time to be like a new clip or keep track of what. You can just load it up with what you need, switch to what you need, and fire.
Go. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I wish that I had one of those back when I was carrying that shotgun everywhere.
That's what I always think of is Wraith back with a shotgun. Wasn't it a Hello Cutie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fighting the pirates.
Yeah. Although I do
Not a
think
range
it's
combat
pretty
weapon.
awesome that you were shooting them with the Hello Cutie.
It was affordable.
Exactly. But yeah, I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, that is
It's a
amazing shotgun.
badass gun.
And the picture for it is so cool.
Right?
It looks so terrifying. This should give you a +1. Yeah.
Speaking of, and I'm sorry, I've been trying not to just bring up all the random stuff out of the book, but there is a series of weapons that are chromed
Yes.
that they match. And it's ridiculous. It's like, this is a sniper rifle, but it's chrome.
So that means it's cool.
Yep.
And expensive.
There is a gun I didn't talk about that I really, really want. Maybe when Moxie actually has money because it's really expensive. But it's an excellent quality, exotic, very heavy pistol. And very heavy pistols normally have a rate of fire of 1. As long as you keep firing after that first shot, you have a rate of fire 2.
Oh, the Perseus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yep. So you get
Super
to do
rare.
that high damage. With a
Yeah.
rate of
They
fire
made
2.
like 100 of them, and they're impossible to find.
But
According
worth
to
it.
the book, your GM might say otherwise. Ours probably won't. But, you know.
Ours would be like, no one's ever heard of this.
No.
Yeah.
You're never getting one. Ever.
Nobody probably ever wants to part with that, honestly.
Right. The collectors. So we have to do a mission to steal the piranha soda
And the
Recipe,
guy,
yeah.
the person protecting it is obviously going to have a Perseus.
Right. We don't have to go after a gun collector separately.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
No, it's definitely in the Arasaka
'cause-
guy's house, guys. Come on.
You guys would just sell it.
No.
Yeah.
Moxie
Oh,
would
no,
murder
no.
any teammate that would sell that before giving it
Wraith
to
would
her.
sell it. Wraith would sell it and not tell anyone.
And then tell you, like, hey, out of the goodness of my heart, here's some
Here's some money.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
sweet.
don't know
Thanks
where
for the
it
money.
came from.
That's legit. Oh, actually, that's a little too far. Hang on, because I didn't put a filler picture, apparently. I apologize, guys. That's it for gear and stuff for now. Trying to get back to my cheat sheet. After all the gear, though, there is some more good content, especially if you are a GM. Even as a player, just learning how the world works. There's a section called Economics 101, which better explains what happened in Night City and the time of the Red and how things get into the hands of your fixers and why, it's fixers and not corporations. But it also, my favorite part, gives a breakdown of the lifestyle. So when you pick your lifestyle type, most of us, I think, are still in Kibble. Some of us, I think, have gone to generic pre-pack.
Occasionally.
Yeah, it just depends on how much money I have.
But boy, is there a lot of information here I would have liked to have had earlier.
Right. Yeah. Each lifestyle is broken down to categories on what the food is: communication, cost, entertainment, transportation. So we're gonna pretend, Hades, if you don't mind, just so it's not me talking incessantly. If you are gonna take the Kibble lifestyle and Games good pre-pack, which is so goes Kibble, generic, then good. Games is good. The cost is different though. So Hades, yours costs
100 eddies.
Versus
mine is only 600 eddies.
So the price difference isn't that bad, but considering the difference of what you get. So how much do you get to eat per day, Hades, on Kibble?
2 meals
Of actual Kibble. Which, let's remind everyone, is shit food. Horrible.
I get 1 meal of, right, it's basically dog food.
Abiel loves it.
But actually, there's something worse than Kibble. Did you guys see the Mr. Biscuit?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You can put, grass or squirrels or whatever you want in it, and it'll 3D print little biscuits that taste worse than Kibble.
Yep.
I get to eat 1 generic pack meal and 2 meals that are good pre-pack per day.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Communication.
Agent account to send texts, make calls, and surf the data pool.
But good pre-pack also.
I have an agent that allows me to access the data pool, make calls, send texts. I can afford to send text-based messages to someone in another city once per day, and I can afford to make a 10-minute voice call to somebody in another city once per week.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. What about entertainment? What if you guys are bored? How much does your lifestyle afford to let you have fun?
Oh, that whole one time a month when I'm bored, for 20 EB that I can go do something.
Can you buy 2 big dreams, throw the guns, and see what happens?
That is probably the best plan for 20 EB now. And I think we should just buy a bunch of those. Do not tell Wraith about this gun. Because I feel like he would buy 5 of them and just set them all off and throw them.
Tie Molotovs to them.
Exactly.
My God.
My entertainment is once per day I can enjoy an entertainment option worth 20 EB. But also, once a month, I can choose to spend 100 EB on an entertainment option.
Would that be like playing ELO?
Yeah, basically.
No, that would be your 20 eddies a day to play ELO. Right?
Okay.
Well, ELO subscription's only 10, I think, a month.
No, it's 20 a month.
Oh, 20 a month?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well,
So
that's
in
only
Kibble,
one
you
day.
can afford ELO, and that's it.
That is probably what most people do.
Yeah, because this is all built into that cost, so that the money that you spend up front covers all of this. And lastly, transportation. How do you guys get around?
I prefer to take the bus or the subway, and once a month I can get a taxi from a moderate or greater threat zone.
Yes, which means
So
you
I'm
cannot.
pretty sure that means a nice zone.
Yeah, yes, you cannot go to the combat zone.
Yeah. Yeah. Nope.
Not even a low threat zone. They'll be like, nah.
They just laughed. Right.
Which makes a lot of sense for when Moxie tried to get that one cab driver to deliver someone up to the Badlands, and they were like,
Oh, yeah.
haha, no.
Nah,
No.
But if you have good pre-pack,
so I have, a bus pass and subway pass, as everybody does. Once per day I can take a taxi, as long as it's, moderate, corporate or executive threat level. And once per month I can rent a car for a day.
Wow.
now it does mention in the book that
You have to return this car.
these are guidelines. You do have to return it, and also if you damage the car, they're likely even if you pay this, they're likely not going to give you another one. So realism does factor.
So you can't just take them out on missions. Then.
Right.
That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, probably not smart.
The highest on the next level up, by the way, you can rent a car once per week for a day.
That's almost mission ready, right?
Right.
I have to take a moment to address this. Steve Kibble Buns, what is wrong with you? That sounds terrible.
Cool. So that's a little bit of the economic section. After which it details night markets, and Blank will go for that.
It's amazing. Oh yeah, night markets.
Night markets.
Cool. So there's a whole section of various night markets throughout Night City, and it goes into pretty good detail about each of them, about where they are, who the fixer that hosts them is, whether other fixers are allowed or not, what kind of goods they might sell. I wanted to talk about one who will never be seeing an appearance in my campaign. Molly Anderson. Unfortunately, my Molly was destroyed. And they took her hands. And yeah. Pretty clearly never gonna make an appearance in my campaign, so I figured, let's do them justice and talk about them for a little bit. So let's talk about Molly Anderson. Molly is the scrapper older sibling of a ragtag group of combat zone orphans. They make an appearance in the Jumpstart pre-gen scenario called The Apartment, and it's probably one of the more, well, all the NPCs in that book are gold, but this one is a cool one. They are a good mid-level fixer, and the way that they kind of fund their night market is they recycle the dead by scavenging cyberware items, that kind of thing, turn that into eddies. Moxie would hate them.
Not that she didn't already.
Not that, yeah, they weren't on great terms in the beginning anyway.
Didn't you steal a car?
Yeah, toy
Yep.
car.
Yeah. Episode 0 Moxie was much different than
Yes, she was.
Moxie.
Episode 0 Moxie had no consequences.
She hosts a night market, basically monthly, but it kind of depends on how the safety of the combat zone that she's in, which I believe is the old combat zone. Excuse me. The worse things are, however, ironically, the better Molly does. So Molly Anderson runs it, who is very different than my Molly. They are cheerful, get guarded, and violently protective of their found family. Taken a gang to big time despite falling out with the former fixer mentor, aka Rex. Back in the one block is what they call the apartment. What does it sell? Bit of everything, whatever they can find, as long as it belonged to somebody else. once upon a time. It's held in the old combat zone area, wherever they can find a place, but typically in some secluded, defensible area. The only way you can get invited, basically, is to convince Molly Anderson themselves to let you in, because all invites go through them anyway. If you can get an Anderson to vouch for you, so basically, Moxie's never getting invited to this.
Hey, Deeps.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's an Anderson.
Deeps might get.
But Deeps would vouch for Moxie. Deeps
He's
would
a
vouch for
fisher
Moxie.
Anderson.
What, you guys? I don't know. Anyway, if you can get an Anderson to vouch for you, an invite is basically almost guaranteed, except for in the special case of Moxie.
Says in the book.
It does. It's written right there.
Unless you're Moxie 11.
Yep.
Or no, it actually says Moxie 11. It's like,
Well, I'm 11, so she would
typo.
throw so many Molotov cocktails into that night market. Not even joking.
That's if you have a rep in the old combat zone or old Japantown combat zone, that improves your chances. If you look like you're trouble, however, you'll be asked to prove your trustworthiness, which makes sense. You could also, alternatively, volunteer for a shift of guard duty for an invite. And depending on how well you do, you might get invited back. So how do you get in on this action? Meaning, does she allow other fixers? Or they allow other fixers? And yes, they allow other fixers to sell at their market, but only ones with a lower operator rank than Molly themselves. And only as well as if you built a bond of trust between Molly and yourself as a fixer, which makes sense considering how guarded they are. Another thing is that if you are selling in the market and if you're coming to the market at all, you have to follow the rules, which the major one is that only Andersons themselves are allowed to carry in Molly's market. Not even the other fixers can carry. Only Andersons. So let's talk about security. The twins, Marco and Andy, which I think we met in episode 0. We met Marco, at least. Function as heads of security. They have a turret trained on the entrance, and they pat down anybody entering the night market. If you look like a weapon yourself, however, aka you have a giant linear frame and the Wolverine gloves, whatever those are called, I forget. Joe or Minnie carry microwavers and other anti-cybertech gear such as EMPs, grenades, that kind of thing. And they follow you while you shop.
Just waiting to tase you.
Yep, they are just waiting for you to do something. And another good tip, if you're assigned an Anderson bodyguard as an involuntary escort, be sure to tip them, or you will not get invited back. So,
good to know.
That's all the information on Molly's Night Market. I really wanted to talk about it since we won't see it in our campaign, probably.
That's where I'm headed.
I shall have to hold one.
Join us this Saturday when I go to
My
Molly's
cousin's
Night Market.
The Andersons were crushed.
This is the other Molly Anderson.
By the way, far too late to be announcing this. There's spoilers. In this episode.
But they're like episode 0 spoilers.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, you'll get through them very quickly. But you still, if you're new here, yeah, Andy Anderson. I know.
They're
game... orphans though, so they didn't start with the Anderson last name for the most part.
That's true. The game I was gonna make was the Andy Anderson gun range or something like that. I can't remember. It was like the AAG something. That was the name, but it was Andy Anderson's. He was the one who hosted the Scarlet thing. because I really like the name of it.
That is cool. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that. So
The
Molly.
Andy Anderson ranged guns ground, so it'd be
yeah,
ARG.
You know what? I feel like the Andy I invented in my head would totally be like that. So yes.
ranged guns as opposed to the melee guns.
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
what
I prefer the melee guns myself.
I've seen Equilibrium.
Mm-hmm.
Probably what that big buster gun, whatever it was called, is better for. It's just a melee weapon.
Just hit them.
Wow.
Yeah. You should get a rate of fire too, at least.
Right. Oh, the hand cannon one.
Yeah. What? God, I can't remember the name of
that one
anything.
too, yeah.
So like, gone in one ear and out the other. Anyway.
But I'm sure our enemies will have these things.
Oh yes. I've already been drawing up NPCs with them.
And we've literally spent 2 hours just talking about this book and very briefly talking about the DLC that came out.
Yeah.
This is nothing.
Yeah.
There's
very
so
few
much
things.
more.
I haven't even got through the full book, and I've been reading.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of stuff, and you know, I like to save some things to look back later. With the old Chrome books, I've never read those, but I think I know every item.
I have actually.
Yeah. Oh really?
Yeah. And because I love the flavor text in there.
Uh-huh.
Like for the Mr. Stud and everything.
I think this does a great job of throwing back to those. And
It's a great spiritual sequel.
supplement.
Yeah.
And you should definitely pick it up.
It's a very
I
beautiful
saw somebody in our chat, Chiagos, was saying they are waiting for it to come to their local game store, and good on you for doing that.
Nice. Yeah.
That's cool.
Our local game store doesn't, well, I can't say our because none of us are in the exact same location, but the local game store closest to me doesn't carry like any Cyberpunk unless I pre-order it through them, and then I paid online price plus 10% for something to come out like a month and a half late. So
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of our local game store.
still love to support them when I can, though.
Yeah.
Need to get a physical copy. Yeah, you should. I think the physical copy is worth owning. I actually
Digital is
paid
also
for a
good, though,
physical
too.
copy and a digital copy. I paid for them separately because I'm just fangirl to Artel and I love them so much.
You need your Atom Smasher pillow.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, but that doesn't come with the book. That comes with the DLC. So grab
if I had
the
an
DLC.
Atom Smasher, it would be right here instead of these 3D printers. It'd be just Atom Smasher pillow. Although I do have the Silverhand poster, which is almost as
Which is rad, yeah.
Oh god, I pressed a button. It wasn't just pressed. Okay, we're good. Sure.
Nothing's on fire yet, so.
I don't have a mouse. It's really throwing me off. The last thing I wanted to say, I could just kind of see, you know, when you hover over something and it like highlights. That's what I'm going based off. Is like the highlight.
I've been there.
Oh, wow.
The last thing I did want to mention, though, as someone who's new to Cyberpunk world, what I liked in the after night markets, it explains like where else you can get things and the terms for them. So like what a pop-up is, a day market versus an oasis. I didn't know an oasis was a thing. It's like a supermarket. It's like a small supermarket, which is different from a bodega. It also only sells Oasis only sells Continental brands and their allied corporate goods, but most of your everyday stuff can be gotten at an oasis. I think that's really cool. So. There you go. Lots of good stuff. I think that's it. Unless
I did want to say something that I thought was cool that's talked about at the beginning of the book. I'm just reading these comments real quick here.
sure.
Last thing I need to finish off my little shelf of Cyberpunk collectibles is a Rebecca statue. That yeah. I need one of those. I have like a lot of the action figures up here, but a Rebecca statue would be cool. I did want to talk about what was cool about so in the Cyberpunk Red book they have a way to randomly generate a night market and what's there. What this supplement adds in there, since obviously nothing can be randomly rolled from this book in that book. What they say, or what they have for each item, is a booth number and a booth slot. Basically, it's like a number letter combination, and each item has like that. Like this can be found at booths like 6C or something like that. And what they suggest the GM to do is, either manually pick everything that's at that night market, or just hand them the Black Chrome book and say anything in booth 4C can be found in this night market, which is cool. So it lets them like make it, kind of like an immersive thing.
Usable.
Yeah, it makes it like an immersive thing. Like, ooh, I'm just flipping through the magazine on the what is the app called?
The C-Book.
The C-Book.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool.
It is neat. It is really cool that they've made it like that.
Yeah.
And on the topic of night markets, because I completely forgot this, if you haven't gotten Black Chrome yet, but you really want to see what the night markets look like, they added that in February's DLC, Black Chrome Plus. So they added images of all the night markets, and they added tokens for the fixers and a few others that you can download as well. So you can check that out.
Those night market things could be used in like a virtual tabletop as anything really that you wanted to. So.
And they're done really well.
They are really
Beautiful,
pretty.
yeah.
They're great. So that DLC is pick upable even if you don't own Black Chrome.
Yes.
Even if you don't play Cyberpunk and you just want to download it. It'd be weird.
You could do
but you
that.
could do it.
Do it for the sniper rifle. So yeah.
That's all.
And you talked about the exotic biosculpting, yes, earlier?
I did when I talked about one of your friends.
Just want to make sure we did cover that. Cool. Well, that's it for us then. Guys, I know normally we try to keep it to an hour. This one ran long. And again, we only scratched like the surface of what is in this book.
It's packed.
Yeah, I purposely chose things that you wouldn't see in our game. So if you watch our game, the Saturday Cyberpunk RED Shades of Scarlet campaign, you'll probably see a lot more of the gear that's in this book come out.
Yeah.
Thank you for the posture check.
Oh,
Thank you.
Gosh. Oh. So definitely, follow us here on Twitch. Come to our Discord community. So let me put a link to that out there. And you can just chat with us about cyberpunk things. We're in there talking about cyberpunk stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It's great time. Yep. Follow us here. And join us on Saturdays for our game.
For sure.
10 Eastern every Saturday.
For Cyberpunk RED. And there will also
Only on
be
Twitch.
A new game. Or on podcast and YouTube a week late.
Yes.
But on Sunday there will be a new show starting also in the cyberpunk world called Indie Bandits. I'm super excited. It will start Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to tease it here and give more details on Saturday. So
there were some references to it in chat just a moment ago.
Oh, were there?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Very cool.
So there you guys go. A little teaser as well.
Cool.
I think that's
Very
it.
cool. All right, guys.
Thank you. I'm gonna try
So
to
long.
figure out how I can switch this without a mouse. I got this. It might take a bit.
Good luck with it.
Oh my
Use
God.
your Steam Deck.
If I had one, I would. I had it for a second and
This
I
is
lost
awkward.
it. I know.
It's like when you,
Rip.
say goodbye and you're both walking the same way.
Yes, that's exactly this. What?
Oh no! Have my glasses accessible and quick.
I just figured since you were panicking.
I got
There
it.
we go.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.